strength is decreasing, probably for the very first time since its founding, which is not good. And it's probably because we have stupid politicians all the time. We just got too many of them on both sides. I mean, who's that other guy? Lindsey Graham that just passed away? That guy right there is a symptom of what is going on with our nation. Him and other politicians that are just like him, that are just minded or even worse, they don't care about the citizens. They don't care. They only care about military contractors, independent contractors that are corrupt as fuck. And I'm telling you, the days of actually being loyal to your country or loyal to your movement or political movement are over. The best thing you can do is just be independent minded. That's the only thing you have left, which is why I'm now technically independent as well, technically, and politically homeless, even though I have conservative and libertarian political views. And yes, I'm followed by the Libertarian Party on X, which is crazy. But let's be fair, I was born 30 years after that movement was started. Yes, exactly 30 years. That's crazy to think about. I'm telling you, I'm a very multi-complex person, just like anybody else. Well, anyone else that is actually similar to me, but oh well. What I'm trying to say is that it's a crazy world that we truly live in, just like that meme.
Before you could reset the board, consolidate power, borders on land would change, people would get washed away that lost. It was brutal, super bloody, and you had times of peace afterward. We're kind of stuck now because of nukes. We can't reset the board. We can't impose our will on pretty much anybody anymore like that. The people don't.
And the only good thing about nukes is that everybody knows how dangerous they are until someone uses it. The only country that's used nukes recently in the last hundreds of years, it's the United States. Has anybody else actually tried to use a nuke and actually impose it on one another, even in secret? Probably not in a very long time. It's only America, actually. I mean, I understand that we needed to end the war and end imperialism. I get it. But that was a completely different time. But now look at us now. We haven't been any better, probably since the 60s at least. Since the Kennedy administration, of course. I mean, the last real president at this point in America's history is John F. Kennedy, and 60 years later, we've become kind of a joke after him, which I think is a crazy theory, but let's be really, really real. He was our last true American president. Anyone after him is a complete clown. Yes, that even includes our current one, sadly. That also includes Reagan and the last 6. I mean, I guess Carter was a bit of an exception to the rule, I guess, because he was trying to be humanitarian, which we really need more than ever, but he was in the wrong time and at the wrong place. But if we had Carter right now, America would be healed at this point. They would be healed. It's just some people are just at the wrong place and at the wrong time.
Have an appetite for it right now. They're currently still being placated to with, breads and circuses. So they're distracted and comfortable and fat, and the pain hasn't reached that threshold yet. So if we can't reset the board, then our only option is balkanization. Our only option is like what happened to Yugoslavia just happens everywhere to big countries. The institutions rot to the point where it doesn't serve the people, where they feel like they need to break off and rule themselves. I mean, I see America will never be taken over by a, adversary military superpower, but it would break apart and turn into maybe 5 countries. It has already been 13 independent colonies when it was founded, and then it expanded. Like, who says the contraction doesn't mean it just contracts into something akin to 5 states that govern themselves based on, demographics, really. And what that ends up like in the next, 30, 40, 50 years. So how does this country stay together when it's being torn apart from the inside? And you can see it with these rulings. If this country wanted to heal and really do something for the natives and restore it and really do like a golden age, then we wouldn't be asking for $1.5 trillion in the defense budget. We would put that extra half trillion and all the other money back into native citizens. And we would be kicking out mass deporting. I mean, like true mass deportations, millions of cops or, officers of the law, whatever, millions of deportations. This country would lose something like 50 million people. 50 million people are on some form of a visa or here, combination illegally or some form of a legal visa. 50 million of them got to go right away. Now, that 50 million dents the production of a country. You would surely enter into a recession. And so you'd have to cut spending and cut a bunch of things and do the hard stuff and reroute money from war and overseas bases and expansionist ideals into fortifying your own country.
Unfortunately, the problem with those things is that people have become very reliant on those deals. And if we actually do complete mass deportations and complete shutdowns, yeah, it would go to hell, unfortunately. So we're in a bit of a complicated situation in our country's history. I mean, we're to the point that we can't even leave anything. We got too many corrupt people in corporations and government. It's almost like they're literally the same thing.
You have nukes, so your borders are never threatened, but who wants to tell that kind of story to the general population?
And another thing is that men have almost no power in this country, almost none. Maybe except in fewer circles, but women, unfortunately, on both sides, they don't care about the issues. I mean, if there's actual care, there should be a marital reform and also some policies that actually benefit not only the nuclear family but also men, and yes, women too. But there should be serious reforms if we're actually going to get into that discussion. That includes alimony reforms as well, or at least take it completely down, and also just take down child support as well in this case. But right now we're just like too tied into our tribalist beliefs.
The nationalists would be for it. The people that are America first would be for that.
Are you tired of your corporate overlords owning you? It's time that you own your freedom with RetroFocus 85. It will save 20% of your entire order, regardless if you're new and old customer. You get to apply this promo code on NomadicPath.com. And if you act right now before September 15th, 2026, you will actually save a significant amount of money, your freedom and liberty, and your life. Act right now before September 15th, 2026.
Of the empire, or sacrificing everything else, all the overseas bases and the influence in order to save itself, then I think most people would prefer that option of saving them, the country itself. But that requires hard choices, and that requires massive instability.
And that's kind of the same way with people's credit cards and crazy spending. I mean, you got to think of that way. I mean, the state of the nation and the health of our nation ties to the people directly. So there's that as well to think about.
Instability, social unrest. I mean, you're going to be ripping apart families. You're going to be deporting millions of people. The cost of that is going to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be riots in the street. There's going to be something most politicians don't have the stomach to face and probably don't have the power to withstand. And so how do you fix this country if it cycles every 4 years, new leadership? That's the point. You can't. It's almost like destined to fail.
Which is why you have to get it done in like 1 to 2 years.
No, that's
or even like midterm
not
elections.
happening. And not happening. You're not doing anything like this in the span of 2 years.
Like you're talking about like the people who are like the hardliners, right? Who want all this?
I'm talking about no, listen, bro, you're not removing even 10 million people in 2 years. Forget 50 million. Like the machine, you would have to quite literally ignore judges. You would have to ignore the Constitution amendments. You would have to do things that require more than just 2 years.
Unfortunately, it kind of echoes to my last video that our Constitution is almost 99.9% ineffective. He just illustrated my point already. So we would need a massive reform and maybe even a revolution at this point, because in our country's history, we're probably going to need a new name, sadly. That's what we've turned into, and it's no joke.
It requires more than 4 years. Actually, it would take at least a decade to actually implement the plan, right? Lay the groundwork, implement the plan, and then see results. You're not seeing results until like 2-3 administrations deep. Like, this is a generational thing you have to work on.
Yep.
But we don't have generational government. That's the problem. So who like expecting a guy to solve some shit in like you give him a 4-year timeline it's a fucking insane. You can't govern an empire this big, a state this big. The reason the Romans lasted as long as they did is because they had rulers for life. So you could
and you have to walk away from that toxic fire as well, because unfortunately having like a 4-year term isn't going to solve anything. It's going to take like probably like the Russian and Chinese timeline for that to happen.
Plan a 50-year plan. The guy was like, he wanted a good legacy. He wanted to be remembered. Of course, they had some shitty emperors too, but the decent ones wanted to be remembered for, you know, raising the height of Rome, the glory, all that. So they made plans and instituted policies. Shit we live by today still. And things that took 20, 30 years, they would be dead by the time they would see some of those things out fully. We have a government that turns over every 4 years, dude. 4 years, we fire the guy and get another one. 4 years, 4 years. Okay, 8 years max, should he get elected again. But again, because you have the election halfway through his job, he's got to stop what he's doing to not anger too many people. So it's a farce. Like, the system is never designed for the long term.
What if I told you that me and some other guys would be willing for them to be in office for like 15 years to get it done?
Yeah, well, that's one of the first changes we'd have to make.
When you say ignore the Constitution, that's like me and some other guys I know. That's like what we're down for. It's just to completely ignore it, just to fix our own damn country and get everything fixed. Yes, there would be a depression. Okay, and so what? Like literally,
well, problem one.
So,
you're 50% of the population as white right now. So the most of the people that want to do what you're saying are almost unilaterally white and have founding roots. Everybody else that just came here doesn't want what you want. So it's you versus all the foreigners.
They would just leave.
Right, but in order for you to take this kind of power, you have to vote this in first, or you do it by force. And the force option's not available in the real world. So how are you going to get the majority vote on that when, look at the bench, look at Congress, look at Senate, look at the House, look at everybody in power. You have entire cities now that are run by migrants. It's almost like the point of no return happened.
When you start to push people to the wall to where they really don't have another option, some people are just going to fuck around and find out. So,
I mean, yeah, it's nice. It's a nice thought, but the machine is.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying.
I'm all for the revolution and all this stuff, dude, and a huge change in the system and crushing liberal democracy, you know, completely and burying it and all. But what's going to be required to make that happen currently does not exist on the right, and currently doesn't have enough support on the right.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I have the left being taken over by the communists right now, so
exactly.
illegals.
So one person who I have been listening to more recently, the last couple of months, has been Jared Taylor, and he is an individual who.
I think the last thing that I need to talk about is that, Bo does actually diagnose the problems, but I think some of his solutions are very necessary. But there are some people that actually know the immigrants that are just like, okay, get the crazies out. I mean, even they know they shouldn't be here. I mean, we got to be really fair. Even if they know that our country is corrupt, then we got a problem. So I do have a couple of disagreements with Bo on some of those things, but overall, it is a good diagnosis of what is actually going on in real time. And yes, I've been in most of probably like 96% of his meetings. I'll definitely get into that a little later, but the overall point is that both both sides of the political American aisle don't care about you, and it's up to you to take the golden pill and revolutionize yourself. And yeah, that is it for today's video. If you enjoy videos like this, do me a favor, like and share and comment down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel in order for the algorithm to know that I exist. Check out Nomadic Path in the link description down below. Check out Nomadic Freedom Forum, where we have pre-recorded meetings almost every week. Either it's live or pre-recorded. Check out all my social media accounts in the link description. If you want to submit your video clips and articles, just email me my personal email. If you have business concerns or anything that is related to the products that I have in the link description, then go check out my my company Proton email. With that in mind, I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good summer. Have a good one.
If you enjoy videos like this, and you're actually interested in videos like this one that just happened recently, do me a favor, like and share and comment down below and subscribe to this channel right here and right now. With that in mind, I'll see you in the next video, Innovator.